Hello, this is H.G. Bailey, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy IV Pixel. Let's head on into the Sylvan Cave. And the first thing you'll notice is you got something weird on the floors over there. That'll deal 50 damage to all party members per step. Whatever shall we do? Well, we'll cast Float on our party members so that, well, we can just float right over it and not take any damage. Unfortunately, we can't get at that chest on the right there yet, but we can get an angel arrow that is strong against giant-type enemies, and it could potentially inflict confuse on enemies as well. Here we got a new enemy, Evil Dreamer. These guys absorb fire elemental damage, as well as, well, casting it on you. They can also cast Sleep on your party members as well. I would recommend using Toad on them. I was waiting to see if Toad might have missed one of these guys, so that if it did, then I would have everyone gang up on that one, because once you inflict Toad on these guys, they pose no significant threat for the remainder of the battle. So yeah, pretty easy to deal with them that way. You could also use Titan on them if you wanted, but I'd rather conserve my MP. You could use Silence on them too. If they're in a battle with some other enemies, I might use Silence instead, depending on the enemy formation there, but if it's just them, go with Toad. And yeah, one thing you'll notice about Float is that every time you go from one floor to the next, you gotta recast Float so you can keep it going. So yeah, it is kind of annoying there, but we'll deal with it. The path below goes towards the end of the dungeon. I don't want to go there yet. I want to get more treasure around here and fight some new enemies. Let's see what we got here. So you see the Bog Witch commands the tiny toads to, well, cast Toad on your party there. If I can get Flood to go through, that would be very nice. Okay, good. Yeah, tiny toads and Bog Witch are both considered mage-type enemies. So Mute Arrows are really good against them. Tiny Toad's weak to ice, so Flood is good against them. Unlike previous versions of the game, though, you can't simply cast Toad on the Bog Witch to stop them from being able to command the Tiny Toads there. In this version of the game, that doesn't work anymore. I mean, you can cast Toad on her, but it won't do anything. It won't stop her, unfortunately. It doesn't block enemy skills anymore like it used to. But, I mean, yeah, you could just use Flood or Shiva. That'll get all the Tiny Toads out of the way. Let's see, with this one, let's go to the left first. Haha! Yeah, they got a lot of those around here. And how do we get to that third chest? Through a secret passage. After dealing with some new enemies. Okay, so let's get to Rosa's turn. I want to get Silence on all of these guys as quickly as possible. I want to see if I'll miss any of them, though. Okay, good. We're in very good shape then. So yeah, the Mammons can cast Berserk on your party members, so yeah, you want to watch out for that. That's why I like using Silence in this battle, because it nerfs both of them at once. Mammons are immune to Toad, but they are weak to fire, so you could cast, Spyraga with Rydia on one of them, and she could one-shot them that way. Mammons are also considered mage-type enemies, so Mute Arrows would also be very effective against them. Yeah, look at that damage. Yeah, generally I don't like using Titan unless I have like 4 or 5 enemies to kill at once that way. Otherwise, I would just stick to crowd control and pick up the Fairy Rod upgrade for Rydia there. Finally, it has 5 more intellect than the Rod of Change, and it can be used to cast Confuse on enemies, which is otherwise normally a white magic exclusive spell. So that's pretty nice. I might use that for that purpose on occasion, but I don't do that usually. But yeah, we can go around this way too. Can't get down there yet, though. I didn't need to recast Float because there's No damage tiles there, but there are some here, so let's keep that going. So this path, it doesn't lead to the end, but it leads to a lot of really good treasure. Let's see what we can do. I prefer to use Flood if I can, because, well, it's cheaper than Shiva there. Ah! Got him sniped him at the last moment. Oh well. Let's see. Yeah, so we can't cast Flood, so, well, now I get to wait. And if they don't cure anyone else, or toggle the status. Okay, well, Rosa could take out the one tiny Toad there, I suppose. Okay, I'll cure Toad later. I just want to get out of the battle, and then I'll cast Toad on my own time. So that's another way you could deal with those guys if they take out both Edge and Rydia at once. Holy cow! That was really unlucky getting Toaded there right at the last second there. Oh well. But yeah, I've been taking quite a bit of damage here. Yeah, the enemies here are a lot tougher than at the Sealed Cave. That's why I wanted to go there first. One of the reasons why I wanted to go there. Fortunately, Toad does not remove the float status. So that's pretty nice. I think Dispel can remove the Toad status. Or not Toad, Float, I think. Not that I ever really used Dispel, or any enemies for that matter. Well, we can use an emergency exit in this dungeon for a change. And there we got the last new enemy around here, Malboro. Let's see, I want to use Cockatrice on them if I can. Meanwhile, let's get silence on the rest of the enemies here. I like Cecil with the pig and the shades going there because he's blinded. But yeah, this is why I've got the headband and the Bard's Tunic equipped on Cecil there, so that way in this version of the game only, he can cure himself with Asuna. In previous versions of the game, you couldn't cast Asuna while afflicted with the Peggy or Toad status. Yeah, why don't we get Firaga on one of these guys? So yeah, in previous versions, the way I would deal with Bad Breath is if it inflicts a myriad of status ailments on you. Wow, look at that damage. But yeah, with Bad Breath, in previous versions, if you're immune to any one of the status ailments that Bad Breath can inflict, you'll be immune to all of them. So it's an all or nothing in previous versions. This one, not so much. So like in previous versions, what I would do is I would use like the Rune Armlet to make me immune to Silence, which Bad Breath can inflict, so we'd be immune to all of that. You wouldn't even need the headband there. Another thing you could do is you could equip a Ruby Ring, yeah, to make yourself immune to Piggy. That'll make you immune to the full Bad Breath status ailments there. You could equip that on Cecil and Kain, since they can't use Rune Rings there. Or you could use Bard's Tunic or headbands, what have you. But in this version, I want to have immunity to Confusion, which Bad Breath can inflict, and Silence, so that way we can cast, Asuna on ourselves there in this version of the game, at least. But yeah, it's pretty annoying to have to deal with otherwise. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you might have noticed there with the Mammon, they are weak to fire, so Firaga's really good against them. See what else we got. Nothing I really care about. Man, they got a lot of this sludge around here. Or whatever this stuff is. Maybe this is like a swamp of some sort. I don't know. Well, at least they made the damage from the floors more significant. Uh-oh. Okay, let's, yeah, cure that. I'm gonna need Rydia's help on this one. Edge, why don't you get moving there? I love the shades on the Toad sprite there. But yeah, oh, whoa! She got killed before I could do anything. But yeah, another way you can deal with the Malboros is... what is that? Yeah, with the cockatrice summon there. But, yeah, when Rosa lost all of her defense when she was toaded there. Whoops. But, yeah, I just wasn't fast enough in curing that. Oh well, at least I didn't lose the float status. I'm kind of surprised I didn't. I thought in previous versions if you died, you lost the float status. I mean, it doesn't matter because we're going to need to recast it anyway in the treasure trove of the Sylvan Cave. And they've got a lot of really good stuff around here. Let's see, yeah, why don't we top off our HP just a little bit there. I want to start with the lower middle chest with monsters inside. Okay, so these guys are going to get all of their bad breaths in on us. So, yeah, we'll have Cecil and Rosa hopefully deal with that. Well, it looks like I'm not going to be getting another turn anytime soon. Okay, well, yeah, why don't you cure Cecil there? Oh, and I got hit with that. Remedy, hurry. Okay, phew. That could have been bad. Let's get Toad on all of these guys. And that'll pretty well neuter them. If I can ever get another turn, that is. Okay, very nice. Yeah, now that'll make everything a lot easier. These guys will not be able to do anything significant for the remainder of the battle. Ha ha. I'm surprised the Toad status blocked that. I thought Toad did not block enemy skills like that in this version. Maybe it's a little more particular or something. But in any case, yeah, just back forward and finish the rest of these guys off. Before defeating them, we get one of my favorite weapons in the game, the Avenger. And this one is, I think it's our, no, not our first two-handed weapon, but it is a new two-handed weapon that gives auto berserk to whoever's wielding it. In this case, that would be Cecil, though Kain can equip it if you give it to him. But I'm not bringing him along here because, as you can see, the enemies here give a lot of experience. Now, in previous versions of the game, in order to equip the Avenger, you have to remove your shield first, then you can equip it because it occupies both slots there. But it's totally worth it. Even though it's not as strong as the Light Sword, Berserk increases your attack power by 50%. It is obscenely good. So that's why I like to use that on Cecil there. He loses the ice shield, but oh well. The fire damage, the only thing I'm really worried about is, what were they called? The evil dreamers that we met up with earlier there. But yeah, we should be fine from here. Then let's go after the lower left chest, which contains more monsters. Okay, so with these guys, yeah, you see Cecil's already attacking right from the get-go. Let's get silence on these guys. And then, see, let's go with Ifrit. Since the Mammons are weak to fire, and the Malboros are not strong against it, at least. But let's see what else we got. Uh-oh. Can I get a remedy? Let's see. Wow, that didn't go as planned. So much for that idea. Well, I can at least get Asuna going on some of us, though Edge is probably going to take a beating. Well, we'll see what we can do there. Get over to Rydia's turn. Hopefully I'll be able to get... Okay, we can do it this way too. Uh-oh. Yeah, when... what is it? When Cecil is inflicted with the Berserk status, he won't cover for your allies. Okay, whew! So it is kind of a double-edged sword, both literally and figuratively. But for dealing with them, we get the Moonring Blade. It's a boomerang-type weapon for Edge, just as strong as what he's already got, but it has long range. In previous versions of the game, if you equipped it on his right hand, it would make his entire attack long range, but I don't think that's the case in this version. It's also considered a projectile weapon for such enemies that would be susceptible to that. But yeah, let's heal up after that one. Okay, that ought to be good enough. So yeah, for now I'm just gonna leave Edge in the front row, but I might put him in the back row for some situations. So those two chests are the really most important ones. The rest of them are relatively simple to deal with, but their rewards are less than extraordinary. With 6 of these guys, I would just go straight to Titan. I wouldn't even bother trying to cast Toad. Not to mention, we're almost done with this half of the dungeon anyway. Uh-oh, I didn't mean for Edge to attack there. I wanted to wait until Titan may or may not have weakened some of these guys without killing them, though I suppose it wouldn't really matter. If it doesn't kill them, we'll be able to finish them off easily enough. Yeah, okay, there you go. But yeah, a Red Fang, that's a consumable item that, well, deals fire elemental damage to all enemies. So it's another stronger type of those items, but I don't really use them for, I think, the remainder of the game. Any of those battle items or anything. Maybe like the Bacchus Cider and all that. Yeah, look at that speed that Cecil has. Yeah, that's another nice thing about the Avenger, is that it also boosts his agility as well, which is obscenely good in this version of the game. In the Super Nintendo version, it works a bit differently without the modern ATB system that they implemented in this version. In the Super Nintendo version, the Berserk status isn't automatically applied to Cecil until he would have otherwise gotten his first turn in battle. And since the middle slot is the highest priority slot for turn order, if you put Cecil in any other slot, he won't start automatically attacking at the start of a battle until you've gone through the characters in higher priority slots. So if you want him to start attacking right away, put him in the middle slot in the Super Nintendo version. But in this version, we don't need to worry about that. It works properly. There are so many bugs with the Avenger in the Super Nintendo version. I think it was like the first time they tried using an auto status piece of equipment there, and it shows. But it's still really, really good. I mean, look at the... Yeah, there's the stat boost it gives. Strength and agility boost. I don't even care about the intellect and spirit boost. Cecil will just go nuts on the enemies. Like these guys. Although it is kind of annoying to not be able to wait until Rydia's ATB is full at the start of a battle so that I can start charging up for that. Usually I wait until everyone's got their ATB full so I can just enter in my commands more so as needed. I don't have to like race through everything. But yeah, let's just wait for that and then we'll see what we can do. But yeah, in any version of Final Fantasy IV with the ATB gauges, agility affects the speed at which the ATB increases. Hey, we learned Fundaga. That'll be useful against a couple upcoming bosses. So it's good to learn that at this point. And there we got the Blue Fang, which is for lightning elemental damage there. Oh yeah, and there's that other one, the White Fang, that's, well, ice elemental damage there. But, okay, yeah, just got one more. With a new enemy, Undergrounder. These guys, we could have encountered them on the overworld around Tamra, but they're fairly uncommon enemies. They're not ultra rare, I don't think. maybe I could have used a siren to fight them, but I figured, hey, they're in this chest here, so why bother going out of my way to find them when I just automatically find them here? Once we're done with that, we're out of there, but there's still a lot more treasure to get around here. You might have also noticed there was a little structure there as I was passing through one of the hallways, like some sort of there was like a house or something. We couldn't get to that from where we were. The other path leads over there. Who lives in this cave anyway? Find out next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy IV Pixel. This is H.G. Bailey, signing off. Have a good day!